Wondered what happens when we die? What happens to our departed loved ones? Do they go to heaven? Do they visit us again on Earth? Hang on, is this like the bridge where we cross over to
We don't know where
heaven?
we are.
Wow.
This isn't a dream then. You're all really out there.
From the creators of Finding Dory, Inside Out, Toy Story, Coco is a story of a young boy who wants to become a musician against the wishes of his family that ends up in the land of the dead in this spectacular animation. I was afraid at first that this movie would be a Mexican Day of the Dead troupe, expecting a tiresome parade of sub-Halloweeny horror masks under sombrero of cliches. Actually, it has catchy music, a complex but comprehensible plot, and bits of domestic comedy and media satire, like this one.
Yes.
Hola.
It is also building toward emotionally overwhelming moments so stealthily that you may be surprised to find yourself wiping away a tear. Coco is an empowering, family-friendly folk myth that puts us in touch with our heritage. We find ourselves in Mexico, where a kid called Miguel lives in a small town with his extended family, including his ancient great-grandmother Coco, who is on the verge of succumbing to dementia. Miguel dreams of being a musician just like the mega celebrity singer Ernesto de la Cruz, who became a screen star and recording legend before being crushed to death by a falling bell. Miguel is all set to join the family's trade, making shoes. But it seems he isn't giving up on music. He loves music. The reason is that his folks have their own deeply internalized betrayal myth.
No music. No music. No music.
Nope,
I think
no
we're
music.
the only family in Mexico who hates music.
No music.
Because Coco's father was a vagabond musician who ran out on a young wife and infant daughter to chase his musical dreams. The family has sworn never to have anything to do with music and has even torn this man's image from the family photograph. These vivified skeletons beyond the grave exist there only as long as someone back on Earth remembers them, which is why the photo piety of the domestic shrine is so important. Swim! You can make it go! Ugh. I guess you can't swim on petals.
Flower Bridge.
I don't know what I'd do if no one put up my photo. Oh, Camilo, it's our turn.
No one left in the
I
living
definitely
world
don't
remembers
want to be
you disappear
forgotten.
from this world.
Miguel makes what he thinks is a sensational discovery. This disgraced ancestor was in fact the legendary lantern jaw charmer Ernesto de la Cruz, and when a cosmic quirk of fate puts Miguel accidentally in the land of the dead, his mission is to make contact with de la Cruz and get his all-important blessing to return to the living world and pursue his musical destiny. Go and save your great-grandson!
Are you all right, niño?
Don't walk like that.
Of course, in this time-honored style, Miguel needs a quirky, unreliable helpmeet for the journey, and this is a deceased scallywag called Hector, whose body has a habit of collapsing and reforming like a xylophone clatter.
What happens at sunrise?
You'll be stuck here forever.
What?
Ugh.
So now, we have to ask this question. Will he be able to get his blessing to return to the world of the living?
Nothing's more important than family.